Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Easy English Room Podcast, your leap toward fluent English. I'm Henry, and joining me, as always, is my amazing co-host, Emma. We're really excited to be here with you again today, and we've got something very special planned for this episode.
Hi, everyone. We're so happy to have you here with us today. Honestly, every time we start recording, we think about you, our listeners, and it makes the whole experience even more meaningful. We're truly amazed by how quickly our community has grown, and we couldn't be more excited about it. It's incredible to see so many people from different parts of the world coming together with one goal: improving their English. Your comments, likes, and shares keep us going every single day. We read so many of your messages, and they really motivate us. Some of you share your progress, others tell us how you listen while commuting or studying, and we absolutely love that. We're incredibly thankful for all this support, and we want you to know that you're a big part of this journey too.
Absolutely. Seeing so many of you dedicated to improving your English is genuinely inspiring. It's not easy to stay consistent, especially when life gets busy, but the fact that you're here, listening, learning, and trying, that already says a lot. It's your energy and commitment that motivates us to keep creating content that helps you learn and grow. But we've also noticed something important. Among all the positive comments, we've seen a few where some of you seem a little discouraged. Maybe you feel like your progress is too slow, or you're finding it hard to keep up. Some of you even wonder if you'll ever truly master English, and that's a completely normal feeling.
Yes, and if that sounds like you, then this episode might be exactly the motivation you need right now. You're not alone in feeling this way. Many learners go through moments of doubt, and it's part of the process. Today, we're going to share a technique that can make a real difference in your learning journey, one that develops gradually over time and helps you build confidence without pressure.
Uh-huh.
Learning a language is like planting a seed. It doesn't grow overnight, and you won't see results immediately. But if you keep watering it, giving it attention, and taking care of it, one day you'll look back and see a strong, beautiful tree. And that tree represents your progress, your effort, and your success. So keep nurturing your English, even if progress feels slow sometimes. Even if you feel stuck, something is happening in the background. Your brain is learning, adapting, and improving little by little. You are improving even if you don't notice it right away.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Progress is still progress, no matter how small it seems. Every word you learn, every sentence you attempt, every time you listen to English, it all matters. These small actions build up over time. The important thing is to keep moving forward. Even if it feels like tiny steps, those small steps will eventually lead to something big. One day, you'll suddenly realize that you understand more, you speak more confidently, and things feel easier. And that's the result of all those small efforts.
Now, speaking of progress, wouldn't it be amazing if there were a way to make learning English feel effortless? Like an approach so simple and natural that it almost feels like you're not studying at all, but you're still improving every single day.
Well, today we're going to show you exactly that. We'll explore a method that's not only easy, but also enjoyable, making English a natural part of your daily routine. Instead of forcing yourself to study for hours, this approach allows you to learn in a relaxed and engaging way. It's a technique that feels more like fun than study. You might even forget that you're learning, and that's the beauty of it. And trust us, you'll be surprised by how effective it can be when you stay consistent.
It's like learning English without even realizing it, where everything happens naturally, just like how you learned your first language when you were a child. No pressure, no stress, just natural exposure and gradual improvement.
Stay with us to discover how to make this method work for you in your daily life. But before we go deeper, don't forget we've prepared a free PDF with all the key points from today's episode. You can download it from the description below. It's a great way to follow along while listening or review later at your own pace, especially if you want to remember the main ideas and apply them step by step.
All right, we've kept you waiting long enough. Today, we're going to talk about the power of unconscious learning and how you can become fluent without stressing over grammar rules all the time.
Exactly. This is about learning in a way that feels natural and realistic. We've prepared some great tips, explanations, and real-life examples to help you understand this concept clearly. So stay with us as we dive into what unconscious learning really means.
Simply put, unconscious learning happens when you learn something without actively thinking about it. It's like when you walk, you don't think about every step. Or when you drive, you don't analyze every movement. You just do it. And the same idea applies to learning English.
That's right. It's very similar to how you learned your native language. When you were a child, you didn't sit down and study grammar rules or memorize vocabulary lists. You simply listened to the people around you, your family, your friends, and your brain picked up patterns automatically. Before you even realized it, you were speaking fluently without thinking about grammar. It just became natural.
Yes, exactly. And that's the approach you should take when learning English. Think about when you speak your native language. You're not stopping to think about sentence structure or grammar rules. You just speak naturally. That's because your brain has developed unconscious knowledge over time through exposure and repetition. And this unconscious knowledge is like a superpower. It allows you to communicate quickly, smoothly, and confidently.
When you have it, you don't stop and think, wait, is this sentence correct? Or am I using the right tense? You just speak, and that's exactly what fluency feels like.
Let's go back to the bike example for a moment. When you first learn to ride a bike, you're thinking about everything: balancing, pedaling, steering, and trying not to fall. It feels difficult and sometimes frustrating. But after a few weeks of practice, something incredible happens. You just ride without thinking. Your body remembers what to do. It becomes natural and automatic.
Exactly, and that's such a powerful example because it shows how practice turns effort into ease over time.
Another great example is learning a musical instrument. When I first learned guitar, I had to focus a lot on finger placement and movement. It felt slow, and I made mistakes all the time. But after practicing regularly, my hands just knew what to do. I didn't have to think about every note. I could even talk while playing because it became automatic.
And that's exactly what we want with English, making it automatic. So when you're speaking, you're not stressed about grammar or vocabulary, you're just communicating your ideas naturally, clearly, and confidently.
Now, let's talk about why focusing only on conscious learning, like studying grammar rules, can sometimes slow you down. Emma, you've probably seen this a lot with learners, right?
Oh, definitely. I've seen many learners who understand grammar perfectly. They can explain rules, correct mistakes, and even score high on tests. But when it comes to speaking, they struggle. Why? Because they're too focused on being perfect. It's like trying to talk while reading a manual. It just doesn't work in real-life conversations.
Exactly. Imagine you're in a conversation, and instead of listening and responding naturally, you're thinking, should I use past tense? Is this the correct preposition? By the time you decide what to say, the moment is gone, and the conversation has already moved on.
That's the key difference. Conscious learning helps you understand English, but it doesn't help you use it automatically in real-time situations. That's where unconscious learning becomes essential.
So how does unconscious learning happen? It's all about exposure and repetition, seeing and hearing English again and again in meaningful contexts. Just like learning your first language, you build knowledge by listening and experiencing the language. The more you surround yourself with English, the more your brain absorbs it without effort.
Exactly.
Think of it this way. When you watch an English movie or listen to a podcast, your main goal is enjoyment. You're focused on the story, the conversation, the ideas. But in the background, your brain is working. It's learning patterns, pronunciation, sentence structure, and vocabulary without you even noticing. It's like your brain is doing the work for you while you relax.
Who wouldn't want that?
Exactly.
Over time, this builds naturally. You'll start noticing that phrases come to your mind without effort. You'll recognize expressions and you'll use them in conversations without thinking.
There are two main methods for building this. First, lots of listening, consistent and regular exposure. Second, input-driven practice, using what you hear in real conversations or speaking situations.
When I was learning French, listening to podcasts helped me a lot. I didn't try to memorize anything or force myself to study. I just enjoyed the content. After a while, I started recognizing common patterns and expressions, and I used them naturally when speaking.
That's the beauty of listening. Your brain absorbs details without you even realizing it, and those details appear naturally when you speak. It's a very organic process.
And the best part? You can do it anywhere. While commuting, exercising, cooking, or even relaxing at home. You don't need extra time. You just use the time you already have.
Yes, I love listening while doing chores. It makes daily tasks more enjoyable. Time passes faster, and I'm learning at the same time. It's a win-win situation.
Exactly. Even 15 to 20 minutes a day can lead to big improvements over time. The key is consistency, doing a little every day instead of a lot once in a while.
So that brings us to the end of today's discussion. We really hope you found these tips helpful and inspiring.
Before we go, let's hand it over to Laura for our vocabulary spotlight.
Yes, Laura will guide you through some important words and phrases from today's episode and help you understand how to use them naturally in real-life conversations.
Thanks, Emma and Henry. Hey everyone, welcome back. Let's take a moment now to go over some of the most important and powerful words and phrases from today's episode. These are not just useful for understanding the topic, but they're also expressions you can start using in your own English right away. I'll explain what they mean and show you how they're used in real-life conversations so you can feel more confident using them naturally. Unconscious learning, meaning learning something without actively thinking about it or studying it directly. Example, unconscious learning happens when you listen to English regularly and your brain absorbs patterns without effort. This is the main idea of today's episode, learning in a natural, stress-free way. Exposure, meaning being regularly introduced to something, especially through listening or experience. Example, daily exposure to English through podcasts and videos can greatly improve your understanding. The more exposure you have, the faster your brain adapts. Repetition, meaning doing or hearing something again and again to help you remember it. Repetition helps you remember common phrases and use them more confidently. Don't be afraid of repetition. It's one of the most effective learning tools. Automatic, meaning happening without thinking, like a habit. Example, after enough practice, speaking English becomes automatic. This is when you know you're making real progress. Effortless, meaning very easy, as if no effort is needed. Example, his English sounded effortless after months of consistent practice. That's the goal, to communicate without stress. Naturally, meaning in a way that happens without force or overthinking. Example, she started using new expressions naturally after listening every day. When learning is natural, it becomes more enjoyable and effective. Fluently, meaning speaking smoothly, confidently, and without hesitation. Example, he can now speak fluently without stopping to think about every word. Fluency is about flow, not perfection. Discouraged, meaning feeling less confident or losing motivation. Example, don't feel discouraged if progress feels slow. It's part of the journey. Everyone experiences this at some point. Progress, meaning improvement over time, even if it's small. Example, every small step you take is progress, even if you don't notice it immediately. Remember, progress is still progress. Inspiring, meaning making you feel motivated to do something. Example, her success story was inspiring and made others want to keep learning. And honestly, your dedication as learners is truly inspiring to us. And that's it for today's vocabulary spotlight. I hope these words and phrases help you not only understand today's episode better, but also use English more confidently in your daily life. Try to notice them when you listen, and even better, try to use them when you speak. Keep practicing, stay consistent, and enjoy your learning journey. See you next time.
Thanks, Laura. That was really helpful. I think that vocabulary section really brought everything together and made the ideas from today's episode much clearer. It's always great to take a moment to slow down and really understand the key words and phrases we've been using. That way, our listeners can not only recognize them, but actually start using them in their own conversations.
Yes, thank you, Laura. That was fantastic, as always. Building vocabulary step by step is a great way to improve your English, and it's something we always recommend. When you learn words gradually and in context, it becomes much easier to remember them and use them naturally. It's not about learning hundreds of words in one day. It's about learning a few words well and using them confidently.
To sum up, unconscious learning is key to speaking naturally and fluently. It's really one of the most powerful approaches you can take when learning a language. Instead of overthinking every sentence, you allow your brain to absorb patterns over time, and the more exposure you get, the more automatic your English becomes.
Exactly. The more you listen and use English, the more natural it becomes. At first, it might feel a bit challenging or even uncomfortable, but over time, things start to click. You begin to recognize phrases, understand meaning faster, and respond more easily. That's when you know your brain is adapting.
Exactly. And that's such an important point. Progress might feel slow at the beginning, but it's always happening in the background. Even when you don't notice it, your brain is building connections and improving your understanding step by step.
Remember, this takes time, so enjoy the process. Try not to rush or compare yourself to others. Everyone learns at their own pace. Surround yourself with English as much as you can, through podcasts, videos, music, or even simple conversations, and let your brain work in the background. That's where real learning happens.
Don't forget to download the PDF with today's tips. It's a really useful resource if you want to review what we discussed or go back and practice the vocabulary and ideas at your own pace. You can use it anytime, whether you're studying or just revising.
Thanks for joining us today. We truly appreciate you spending your time with us and being part of this learning journey. Keep practicing, keep learning, and keep improving your English, step by step, day by day.
And we'll see you next time on Easy English Room Podcast. Take care and happy learning. Keep your motivation strong, stay consistent, and remember that every small effort counts. Your progress doesn't stop here. To continue improving your English skills, check out the next video or explore more content we've carefully selected for you. There's always something new to learn, and we're here to support you every step of the way.